Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to do something different once again. Every January, I've done a thing where I have counted all of my books and things on these shelves and seen how much it's grown from the year before and the years before that, and kind of just see how many things I have accumulated over time on these bookshelves. But I also did a thing a really long time ago where I did a tour of my library, which is this room, and I thought I should just smush the two things together and turn it into a video and show you all what's in my chaotic library and also what's on my shelves and why they're organized the way they are, because it's very specific in my mind, but it kind of looks like a mess up on the shelves with all the things there. So I thought this would be a fun idea. Fair warning, it's kind of messy in here when I show you the whole room. Some of the stuff's not in really nice, neat piles. And that's just how my library is right now. The plan is over the summer to completely redo it. If I do, I'll probably make a video about that as well. But until then, it's a little bit of a disaster, and that's just how it is right now. So let's start with the door. When you first enter my room, you get a chaotic view, but then you circle back around and you look at the really plain door with the Christmas decorations on the handle, and you think this room makes perfect sense. Right next to it, of course, the platform 9 3/4 sign that stays there and lives there and always will. Followed by this ottoman of cosplay wigs, dolls, things, masquerade stuff I made with, Harry Potter in the corner. Followed by this disaster of a corner, the piano, some tissues, every bag I ever owned, and this sign right here, which is supposed to go right there on the wall, but it fell down and I have yet to pick it back up. Of course, you move over to the right and you see the drum set that is barely used anymore, even though I want to use it, but never do. A relic of times past, and behind it, more relics of times past. Some trophies from my middle school choir with some photos, a cajon box drum with a Maleficent hat on top. You move up and you think, wow, what are those beautiful paintings that Madison painted herself? You'll never know the story behind them. Of course, there's photos adorning the entire wall that are just kind of thrown up there and falling down. They will one day be redone, followed by my light that just is here from filming. It's not on or anything. Followed by my shelf of things, mostly camera equipment, random accessories, tripods, batteries, the likes. My really chaotic desk, everyone take it in for a moment, absolute chaos going on over here. First, there's a million things under it, and that's where all of those things belong, so don't question it. Don't question the calculator. That's where it belongs. The top of the desk itself is chaotic. This was what I filmed the intro on and what I will film the outro on by placing my phone right there. Then, of course, you move over to this disaster, my water bottle. These 3 dolls that I got for Christmas that I love dearly, but I don't know where to put them, so for now they'll live here. 2 microphones, a bunch of stuff up on the wall, and then you move over to the side, my couch that I have never sat on. That's not true. I've definitely sat on it, but not really anymore. It's covered in things. It's covered in some books. It's covered in activities that I hope to one day do, with some stuff on the floor in front of it that I want to put up on the walls when I eventually redo the library. Then we have the chair with my Wonder Woman cape that stays on it forever, even though it falls off every 3 seconds. Moving on, Paul Rudd, love him. Oh, the places you'll go, Slytherin. With some more things in front of it, absolute chaos once again. I apologize, everyone watching at home. Chaos. Painting I did. My air conditioning unit that is a necessity in the summer with a Harry Potter sorting hat and a Mickey sorcerer's hat. Forgot what that was called. For just one moment, you heard me stutter. Another painting I did, followed by the beginning of my books. Harry Potter corner, Harry Potter central, Harry Potter, followed by some more Harry Potter on the floor, some classics I've collected, and some things, books from school that I don't know what to do with yet and haven't gotten rid of. Now we've reached the magnum opus, the shelves, everyone, the shelves. Starting from the bottom left corner, absolute chaos down there. I can't even get under there if I try without moving this entire stack. This is all of my old school binders, some school books, some notebooks, all of the fun stuff. that I don't want to touch anymore and just have. Followed by all of my childhood books and Lego set that I will never get rid of and will hoard forever. Followed by every random Bible study that I've ever done, every copy of the Bible I have, random books I don't know about, I don't know what those are, and some Marvel stuff that doesn't fit on, but the Marvel shelf. Ooh, ah. Starting on this corner, you see the Winter Soldier with the Winter Soldier book, followed by some WandaVision, and then Loki takes over everything else. Everything Loki I own is right here, and it's perfect, and no questions asked. You move up, DC. They're competing comic book no, Red Hood fell. Hold on. This is a matter of national security. Okay, he's fine. The DC, they're comic book rivals, but they belong in the competing shelves next to each other. Over here, we have all things Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn, my first two loves of the DC world, followed by my newest love of the DC world, Batman and his children and their friends and all of their world there. Love them. Love her. Love them. Love her. I mean, what's more? What can you ask for? Going up to absolute chaos, everyone. What is this shelf? Why is it here? Why are these books placed here? This is the shelf where I don't know where else to put it. Some books from school, some things I've accumulated, all of my Star Wars pop figures, this is where they all belong. This shelf kind of continues that. It's got some YouTuber books. It's got this one series that I've never finished. J.K. Rowling's The Christmas Pig, such a weird book. The Autonomy, Renegade, never read it. Followed by some trinkets I've gotten from years past. My Britannica that I stole from my teacher who was retiring. He got rid of all of his Britannica books. I took that one. I gotta get out of here, speaks for itself. Moving on. The World of Dystopians. I'm gonna move this book so you can see it all. Look at all of my dystopian books. All of these series I have read at one point or another, with some Star Trek pop figures that I don't know where they came from because I don't remember ever watching Star Trek, except for like maybe one time. So that's really strange, but they belong on the dystopian shelf because where else do they belong? Moving down, everything Percy Jackson, Rick Riordan, possible. I mean, look at that, people. All one author, one shelf. It's absolutely magnificent. Take it in, moving on. I have two shelves of notebooks. These are notebooks I filled up. These are notebooks I haven't. These are notebooks I filled up. Also, Thor's hammer. Where else does it belong but the notebook shelf? Moving even farther down, we have Absolute Chaos once again. These are books that I bought to rip up and put in other journals. Controversial, I know. Don't care. Here's my art stuff whenever I pretend that I like doing art again. Some colored pencils, some paintings, all that goodness. I'm about to fall over. Then we have, whoa, I almost fell over, everyone. Then we have this shelf that I just called These Books Are Too Big to Put Anywhere Else, so they all belong in the same spot, with some action figures, some dolls, you know, absolute chaos. Ooh, absolute chaos. Moving up, children's books. This is all my Ever After High stuff, my Descendants stuff, two Zombies dolls that have fallen over, you know, Woody and Buzz, all of my little golden books. I was like, what are those called? Moving up, more children's stuff, but only Peter Pan. This is the Peter Pan corner, followed by my retellings corner, full of series I have or have not read. Moving up, all of Disney. These are some chaotic Disney books I've accumulated over my years. Some things, some dolls. Everything behind these dolls is my Disney What If series retellings that I love. Then we have Kingdom Keepers, also a Disney shelf, with my one and only first edition Kingdom Keepers After Dark book that I randomly found, my high school cap from my graduation, and all of the Kingdom Keepers books with a sign that fell over. Stamp. All of my Kingdom Keepers books that I highly recommend everyone at home reads. Percy Jackson too. Moving up, random children's books. You kind of slide over random children's things, children's classics. Really nice covers, more Peter Pan stuff. You move on to the romance shelf and other things. This is mostly romance, except for the Valiant, the Defiant, and Triumphant, which I didn't know where else to put them, so they live here next to the Mermaid books with Little Mermaid herself, the Selection series, Twilight with Jasper Hale himself, and absolutely random books in the corner that I didn't know where else to put them. You move down, we've got some nonfiction books. This is where those live, next to an accumulation of things, specifically Louis Tomlinson. Then you move down and you get my young adult novels. Lots of chaos going on in this shelf. Kind of organized, kind of not. These are some things that I've printed out myself that either I have written or some of my friends at school have written. Young adult novels. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You know, my Barbie doll. Moving on. Mystery novels. Ooh, can you solve the mystery? I never can, but I love them nonetheless. Straight in the middle, Alexander Hamilton, the one and only. Perfection. Moving down, absolute chaos. Don't ask me where any of these things came from. I don't know. That's where they live. Then, my Christian novels. Some of them, you know, like Narnia, not real. Some of them are real, like nonfiction books written by Christians themselves about their lives, some fantasy stories, all of it. Followed by our last shelf, all of my yearbooks, scrapbooks, a bunch of photos I've accumulated, the world's largest William Shakespeare book, and some magazines. We zoom back out, you get one more grand view with, as you see, a lot of things on the top that just exist there as well. Then, we're not done with the room. You gotta move on to this trash can that lives there and has never moved. But then, the cosplay rack. All of my cosplays that I have accumulated over the years live on this rack. This really nice dress that I wore to Ray last year. But my prized possession, Doctor Strange's cloak, lives right in the center with some wings on the floor. And it is perfection. Love it so much. But then you turn the corner and there's some signs from my 16th birthday that my mother made with this really awesome blue chair and my volleyball and basketball shoes on the floor. The last thing you see in the room, Five Nights at Freddy's poster that my brother got me for Christmas and will be going on the wall soon. And that concludes a tour of the room. Boom. I'm not gonna lie, I've never been more tired than I am walking around this room doing that. But now you've seen the tour, you've seen the room, you've seen the disaster. Now is the time for what you have all been waiting for. How many books are on this shelf? Let me tell you. First, I have to count them all. Ignore the fact that I'm wearing sweatpants. I just came from ice skating, of all things, and this is what I wore ice skating, so this is what I wore from the video. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna count using this McGonagall wand that I have used, I think, every year to count because I can hit the books individually, and I love it. The moment you have all been waiting for. How many books are on this shelf? But first, I'm going to work with the things you probably care about the least and then work my way up to the books. So first of all, I have a notepad full of things. I have 286 objects on the shelves, which is everything other than what I'm about to list. I have 18 magazines, 33 comics, 12 playbills, 12 yearbooks, 8 scrapbooks, 139 journals, and drumroll please, 585 books. That is a lot of books, but even better is I know how many I had last year, so I can tell you how many more or less things I have from last year. In the last year, I gained 30 objects. I got rid of 15 magazines. I gained 6 comics. I gained 2 playbills and 2 yearbooks. I gained 0 scrapbooks. I'm at the same level. Didn't scrapbook at all anymore this last year. I'm throwing this around. This is my notes, as you can see. I lost 10 journals, which means I used more journals than I bought this year, which is a really good thing because usually I buy way more than I use. And lastly, in the past year, I only bought 48 more books, which is a huge accomplishment, I feel, all things considered. Some of those are school books. Some of them are books I was given. I actually did a very good job of not overbuying. Of course, I only read 45 books this year, so there's 4 books I mean, like in the math, there's 4 books I didn't read, but I did not read all those books that I bought. Most of them are on that shelf still, yet to be read. Will I buy more books this year? I'm hoping I can restrain myself, but that's a losing fight. I put that down. So, 585 books in my bookshelves. That is a lot of books, I understand. And I'm gonna read them all. I'm gonna do it one of these days. Well, I don't really have any other things to say in this video. It was kind of just a mix of 2 different things that I wanted to do shoved into one video. My hope is that the next video you see will be all about Percy Jackson. It will be more than I said originally. I want to talk about everything Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief. I almost did the Lost Hero. It's not even close. I am going to compare the book, the movie, the show, the comic book or the graphic novel that I have, and the Broadway musical. 5 things all compared in one video. That is the hope. And when I post that video, I hope I will see you there. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, like the video, comment down below what books I should read, what you want to see on this channel, what you want to see me talk about, things like that. And I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye!